Yo, what is good, yo? It's your boy Ty back here with another one of our NBA tier list. This one is the shooting guard position. I am going to be with my brother Nate ranking these guys from S tier through F tier. So hopefully, what do we got? We got 6 tiers here, so hopefully we can get about 5 players per tier if I did my math right. Guys, obviously we got one shooting guard from every team. Got this starting shooting guard, or the guy that played the most minutes at that shooting guard position. Like I said, Nate is going to be with me today. Say what's up, Nate.
What's up, guys? Just looking through the shooting guard tier list here. One thing I've kind of noticed is we have a lot of guys who were banged up last season, so some of these guys might be kind of tough to rank, but we'll try our best.
For sure. And I feel like this list isn't going to be as easy as the point guard position. Maybe I'm wrong, but just looking at it, I feel like we got a few more guys that are maybe a little tougher to rank here. But I start out with Bogdanovic from the Hawks.
I think, see, this. I feel like he's a tough guy to rank first because I don't really know. It was like you said. I think the point guard position was really easy to start out with, just to kind of figure out where guys are going. I think this could be harder.
Off of my initial thoughts, it's tough though. Do you go B or C? What are you thinking here?
Let me look here.
It's just for me, it's tough because there's a lot of guys in this list who aren't very good. I'm gonna say that, but there's also a lot of guys on this list who are better than bogeys. I don't know.
I think I'm gonna throw him in B. Okay. I am gonna throw him in B.
Okay, we can always adjust it again, but I don't know.
Just because he's actually an underrated playmaker, I feel like, and a guy who can shoot like him. Those guys, just to have a guy that can shoot. Like, what do you shoot this year? Almost 45% from three. Right. That's ridiculous.
It is, and he is good, and B is probably the right place for him. But this list is pretty stout through and through. Next guy, Bradley Beal. Ooh.
I'm trying to look to see what we got here on this list. Okay,
I have where he's at for me.
He's pretty easy for me.
A.
He's pretty easy for me. Yeah, I think he's A. Just like when you look at the list, I think I can see the other guys that I want to put in A tier, and he's one of them.
Right, absolutely.
I think he's an easy A.
Caris LeVert.
He's the definition of the name.
Caris LeVert's not easy for me.
Yeah, he's tough because of the fact that he's hurt. Right.
You don't know.
He's always kind of been a volume type scorer.
And didn't he go off in the playoffs though last year, or
Yeah, he played really well, I believe.
But
if I remember correctly,
that's a good situation.
He's a good playmaker too.
It's just tough because he's a completely different player than Bogdanovic, and so
yeah, you're right.
I don't know.
I think you throw him in the same tier.
At B.
He's a better defender probably than Bogdanovic. Well, there's probably no probably about it. He's a better defender than Bogdanovic.
Yeah. I don't know. It's tough though. If we're gonna put those guys in B tier, it's gonna be an interesting list. But like I said, we can always move it. CJ McCollum, B tier?
Easy. Man, is he B?
What do you think he is?
I think he's B. I
think it's no brainer. For me,
you're right.
I think he gets a lot more hype than a guy like Bogey, but I just don't know about CJ. I don't.
He's the best player at B tier, but he's more on the level of these of a Caris LeVert than he is a Bradley Beal.
I don't know. There's just something about the Trailblazers in general that just I don't like. Another guy, Colin Sexton. These guys are all good.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of these guys are just solid players. And apparently Cleveland, I don't know what's going on with Cleveland and Sexton. I don't know if it's just a national media driven thing that they want to trade him and he's not happy there, or if it's or if it's just if it's reality. But regardless, Sexton's a really good player.
I think he is better than Caris, don't you?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's probably the second best person at B tier, but I think he's still B tier. I think I'd still take McCollum over him as of right now.
I agree, but we'll be interesting to see if we have to move some people around because we already got 4 people at B tier. Derek White, he's not bad.
Derek White's just he's just a solid player.
See? They
have a lot of solid guys in San Antonio.
I don't think he's that next level good, but he's solid, right? He's a guy that you throw out there and you kind of know what you're going to get. I don't think he's bad.
My whole thing is that worth C when you look at who we have in B? I feel like there could be someone in, and that's not to say Derek White's a bad player, just like we said in the point guard
So
list.
you thinking
But
maybe D?
I think he might be D.
I mean,
think there might be some guys that we
you
throw
can
in
say
between.
that, but I guess there's not that many bad players on this list. I think D probably is right for Derek White. I think you're probably right. Just considering, I mean, you look at up and down this list, there's not many that great, I mean, that bad of players on here.
Derek White's a do-it-all guy, though. He can do.
He's
do
not
everything on the
bad.
court.
Definitely is
He's
not
just
bad.
good. He's just solid at everything. D-Book.
Devin Booker is this one. This one for me is the easiest one on this list.
What do you have him?
A.
Same. I have him in A.
It's just easy.
I figured. I feel like recency bias would have some people throw him in S, which is not the case at all.
It's not the case at all. I mean, we saw some games, and even in the playoffs and the finals, Devin Booker was non-existent. I mean, that doesn't discredit some games him getting you 40, though, too. You know, it's just he was good.
Right.
He's really good, but you're right. I mean, him compared to, like, Bradley Beal, for example, people saw a lot more Devin Booker because of the playoffs than Bradley Beal's first-round exit.
And I will say, I think Booker's better just because of the defensive aspect. Booker's a solid defender.
I think he's better on defense. Offensively, it's
almost
not.
non-existent.
Offensively, Beal is.
I think it's close.
I don't.
I think it's still close. Offensively, Booker's more efficient. Booker's a better passer. Beal's a better scorer, obviously.
Yeah, he's a bucket, man. Dillon Brooks, this dude has probably gained more respect out of anybody on this tier list than. Yeah, I don't know. I like Dillon Brooks. I don't know if I can go that high. I don't know. I think he deserves respect, man.
I think he's an easy B.
B, I agree. I thought you were gonna say C, but I agree. B tier, man.
No,
the way he can defend.
Man. Right, and that's the biggest thing because offensively you don't know what you're gonna get out of him. He's so hit or miss.
Yeah, streaky.
He's just so hit or miss. But defensively, guys like that are that valuable. He might be the most valuable B tier player. Maybe not the best, but maybe the most valuable. Just because of the defensive aspect. We saw, I think this playoff more than any people saw how important having a lock on just guy to defend.
I absolutely agree with you on that. And when you saw Dillon Brooks, like I think in some of the games he'd get in foul trouble, you just saw kind of the impact that had on the court. Same with Drew Holiday, and I think it was I don't remember what game it was, but he got 2 fouls in the first quarter, and I mean, you just saw defensively what it did. Donovan Mitchell next, again, easy for me.
Easy A.
Easy A.
He's a guy that really he might elevate his game more than anyone in the playoffs from the regular season. Easy A.
He's incredible.
DiVincenzo. Guy we didn't see at all in the postseason. I'll be the first, man. I haven't watched a lot of DiVincenzo. I've watched him because when he just like in the regular season for the Bucks, but he doesn't really do much.
He doesn't.
He does his role, but he doesn't really do much.
No, I will say he was a massive loss for the Milwaukee Bucks this year in the playoffs.
Right.
Because you had to then play a guy like Bryn Forbes. I mean, but I like DiVincenzo.
He might be F though. He's either D or F. Here's the thing: is he's not like a negative on the court. Like he's a player like a lot of teams would like to have as like their fifth guy.
My thing is this though:
he's not as good as Derek White. He's not as good as Derek White.
Derek White might have to go up though.
We'll see. I'm fine throwing him DiVincenzo and F, and he's a good player. But
all right, we'll see.
You know,
I'm gonna let you take the reins on this next guy. This is last year. This next guy was your man. So we'll see where you got him now.
I've been very high on Eric Bledsoe. I've always been high on Eric Bledsoe. My all defensive point guard, but he fell off of a cliff this season. Maybe it started in the playoffs last year. He was horrible in the playoffs.
I don't know.
He's still good defensively though.
I don't know about Eric Bledsoe.
I feel like I gotta throw him in. I feel like he's better than DiVincenzo.
I think so
I throw
too.
him in D.
I think D tier is right. I mean, he just is. I mean, even for the Pelicans, he's shown some signs. It's just like he's just not it really anymore. He's just not.
Do you remember the game when he lit up Minnesota from 3 this year?
Yes, that's the one I'm talking about. Like he's had his moments.
I think he's D though.
Freddie up next. Ooh, I think. You think B tier?
Yeah, I think Freddie's an easy B. I just think we got all these guys in B tier, but I feel like it's hard to separate any of them.
They do different things. I will say that. So if you want to make a case that Karis LeVert should go down, or a guy like maybe even I don't know, somebody else should go. I mean, maybe, but it's just tough because I rank these guys. I don't know. I feel like each and every person is gonna have their own ranks on them.
I feel like no one heard anything about Van Fleet
Nothing.
last year
Right.
when we heard about him a lot in the playoffs before that. It's just no one heard about anyone on the Raptors last year. I feel like, but they still got a lot of solid pieces.
They do.
Well, granted, they lost Lowry, but
Gary
Harris.
F.
What happened to Gary Harris? Was he just never that good, and we thought he was like just this solid role player?
Even when he was on the Denver Nuggets, did he really ever even do anything? I mean, he defended, but offensively, he just stood there and shot the ball.
But I feel like that's what he was out. I feel like he's supposed to be like this all-world defender, and he's solid, but I don't think he's that good of a defender still. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. I think he's a solid defender. I think he's only 6'4" too, so it's like, I mean, he's not.
I feel like he's just a solid. I don't know if he's an NBA starter though, and that's why I got to throw him an F. I think Eric Bledsoe's better.
I agree. He can do more. I mean, Hardin. Let's just not even talk about it.
Harden's an easy ass.
Throw him where he belongs and just move on. The dude is incredible. I mean, if the Brooklyn Nets stay healthy next year, that's all I'm gonna say. Kawhi, easy ass. I mean, we're not even gonna. No reason to even sit there and talk about it. There's just none. Those dudes are night and day ahead of the guys we have at A tier.
Right. And then I think we have our first C tier player up next. Would you agree?
I would put him in C, but I think some Lakers fans are going to argue he's not C tier.
I think Lakers fans really like him. You
think so?
Yeah, I think when you have a guy who's a good defender and can shoot 40% from three, and he doesn't, but he knows his role.
I like KCP. You don't got to convince me. I like KCP. I just think a lot of people out there don't understand what he does. I mean, I like KCP.
He stands there and shoots, and he defends at a.
He's a way better version of Gary Harris. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. No, that's exactly right. Porter Jr. I think Porter Jr. C as well. I think he's our second
There's no way you're going C tier with him.
Why not?
KPJ?
Oh yeah. What do you think he's higher or lower?
All I'm gonna say is they got him for a bag of chips.
Yeah, because of locker room stuff. No one knew he goes to Houston and he averages like 24 for him the rest of the season.
You could average 24 on
fairly good efficiency.
Houston. Good.
Not on fairly good efficiency.
I mean, they're over there.
He's better. He's better than the guys at D for sure.
For sure.
He was the Rockets' best player down the stretch.
I just don't. Down the stretch when they're trying to lose games. I mean, come on. We're hyping up KPJ for what?
KPJ in Houston averaged 16.6, 6.3 assists on an effective field goal percentage of almost 50%.
That's good.
And he's 20 years old.
All right, it's just like for me personally.
It's not great, but if most guys average that, you would have higher.
For me personally, you're basing this off a sample size of 26 games. I mean, it's just
I don't have anything else to base it on.
He's a second-year player in the NBA. A game. I have a hard time going C tier with KPJ. I do.
He's C tier.
Is he better than Derek White?
Yes, he's better than Derek White.
Look up Derek White's stats for me.
I don't need to look up Derek White's stats. He's better than Derek White.
I don't think he is. He's
a better playmaker, and he's a better scorer.
Do you realize
Derek White's a better defender?
Do you realize this year, obviously shooting-wise, Derek White was at 50. Derek White averaged 15 points a game this year.
Yep.
I mean, he averaged 1 turnover, 3.5 assists. I think Derek White is better than KPJ.
I don't think so.
I'll throw KPJ in C tier, but I disagree firmly. I'm
kind of basing this on where they're going to be this upcoming season too. Moving forward,
KPJ played
like where they're at right now.
KPJ played in 20,
KPJ's going to improve.
He played in 26 games. Klay Thompson, I don't have any question on this.
Me either. A.
Yeah. No question. I mean, he's not Kawhi or James Harden, but he definitely belongs in A tier. As long as he comes back at least decently, he's going to be an A tier player.
This guy's interesting. He took a big step, in my opinion, Lou Wentz. I thought he took a big step this year, a decently big step.
He did.
I like Lugwins.
See,
I like what he can do. I like him in C.
I like
He's
Ludor,
got to
man.
he's still got to improve his shot a little bit, but and he proved he can play make this year a little bit, or take guys off the bounce. There were games where he lead Oklahoma City in scoring. Granted, that didn't mean much because it's Oklahoma City.
I think Ludor is
But
better than KPJ, and I don't even think it's close. But that's
I think it
again,
depends on the team, right?
I
I think
guess.
you'd even agree with that. If Houston needed a guy like KPJ because they didn't have
They
anyone
did,
else,
they did,
and then
and that's why I think we have such different opinions on it. But yeah, Ludor is solid. Next guy, Malik. I have no question about it. But
they're easy C,
you think
right?
who is he comparable to at C tier? Let me ask you that.
I think if I had to compare him most to anyone, it would probably be KPJ.
And I'm just for the guys
There's
for
no
the
one to really compare him to.
for the
at C
guys
tier.
for the guys that are wondering, Ty, why are you saying this? Well, here's what I'm just gonna leave you guys with this, okay? I'm just gonna throw something out there for you guys. The Timberwolves offensively this past year were pretty good. Defensively, yes, obviously we all know that they were not that great. Malik Beasley, effective field goal percentage over the last 2 years is about 56%. 3-point shooting over the last 2 years is about 41%. Over the last 2 years, he's averaging 20 points per game, over about 5 rebounds a game. So, I mean, for me personally, I think he is so much better than everybody at C tier, and I don't think it's close.
I feel like the guys at B tier are a lot better.
I don't know if Karis LeVert's better than Malik Beasley.
Really? That's a
I-
big statement.
How is that?
Big
How is that a
statement.
big statement? You want me to look up Karis LeVert's stats?
Because Karis LeVert was the best player on the Nets playoff team last year.
And who
In the
else did
playoffs.
Nets have? Chris Chioza.
Dinwiddie,
I mean,
Jared Allen. They
I
just
mean-
had like a lot of just solid guys.
Karis
like a solid
LeVert.
team,
Karis
but
LeVert
he
this
wasn't by
season
far
for
the best.
Indiana this season for Indiana, in 35
He
games.
was hurt. He came back from. He was hurt.
I'm just throwing this out there. 31% from 3, 49 effectively. Just 20 points. Look, you can say whatever you want. I have a hard time not putting Malik Beasley in B tier.
I'll give you B then. I'll give you B.
I know
I'll give
everybody
you
in the
B.
comments.
I think he's close.
Everybody in the comments gonna be like, "Well, you're a Timberwolves fan. Say what you want."
I don't think people will actually say that.
The dude averaged 20
think-
points on incredible efficiency. He
No,
might be.
I actually think a lot of people like Malik Beasley, like just in the NBA world.
I
I think there's a lot of people that like him.
He's not our problem. That's what I'll say. He is not the Timberwolves' problem. Outside of him getting suspended, he's not the Timberwolves' problem. Marcus Smart, another dude I absolutely love.
Smart is.
I have no question where he belongs either.
B tier.
But we gotta.
tier.
I feel like we gotta start. I don't know. Maybe separating some guys, but it's like, how do you?
That's why I said Beasley, but Beasley wasn't the separator.
If
for you.
Beasley wants to
I
go
don't
C
know.
tier, then we got to move guys like KPJ down. KPJ is not. You can't mention him in the same sentence as Beasley. I'm sorry, you just can't.
But we can keep Smart in B tier, or we can keep everyone in B tier
That's
for
fine.
now.
This
I don't
next
really
dude,
know if we have-
I hate this next dude.
Why you hate RJ Barrett? I'm
He's
just
not
curious.
that bad. He's not. I'll give you credit. But he's not that bad, but I don't like him.
He took
He
good
took
steps
he took
this
a
year.
he took some massive steps this year. You are 100%
His
right.
efficiency, his efficiency. Was
You're
a big
100% right.
improvement.
He took some massive
Granted,
steps.
it's still fairly inefficient, but
The Knicks started winning games.
let's see.
I'm at C tier, but I don't like him.
You think he's C? I think he might be B.
No.
Whenever I think he's a better playmaker than Malik. He's a better defender than Malik.
Yeah.
He's a better pure scorer than Malik. Nah,
No,
it's
he's
probably
not.
close.
No, he's not. Stop.
It's probably close.
Stop.
He
And
might be just a better. If you're just thinking scoring, Ty, I'm not just thinking catch
Nate,
and shoot.
you're gonna say scoring. He shoots 6 or 7% less effectively. Like, I get it shooting wise this year, he's fine. But I mean, I don't know. I have a hard time with that.
I feel like RJ will average more than Malik next year.
Maybe. RJ doesn't have as much scoring around him as Malik does either.
Yeah, but Knicks play at a slower pace. Knicks have quite a bit of scoring.
Not compared to the Timberwolves.
Fournier.
Not compared to the
Fournier,
Timberwolves.
Kemba Walker.
Right. You don't.
Julius Randle.
Right.
Derrick Rose.
You don't have the best scoring or the best offensive big man in the NBA. You don't have.
I think it's pretty close though.
I don't think so. But that's a conversation for another day. I'm leaving RJ Barrett a C. I can't go higher with him. He's had one good season. Great, but your rookie year where you were just terrible. So I can't go higher with him. Seth Curry.
You can't just say, "Are you rookie? You're just terrible."
Nate, he's had one good year. Maybe you don't know if he's going to keep improving or not.
Yeah, but
you have no idea.
Of time, guys just improve. He should be better this year than he should be more like he was. He'll probably be better than he was last year.
He should be. You don't know that though.
Yeah, but we can't just always say, "Oh, you had one good year" when it's their second year in the NBA.
You can't say the biggest thing for RJ Barrett is he didn't have as much pressure. Obviously, some other guys that could do some things, but I don't think he's gonna sustain his effect or his efficiency that he had this year. That's just my opinion on it.
I think he's gonna become more efficient, just like every other NBA player becomes more efficient as their career comes on.
We'll see. All I'm gonna say
20
is
years old.
I get that, Nate. I understand that. But you literally slander Scotty Barnes that he can't shoot because he doesn't shoot good or that his mechanics are broken and that he'll never become a shooter. RJ Barrett shot 32%, then boosted up to 40%. Like we're
RJ Barrett's always had good mechanics shooting wise.
You're right. I'm just saying 32% to 40% is an incredible jump. I gave him credit, but I still don't think he's Malik's level. Even with that, and to say he's gonna make another jump, I just don't think effective field goal. Boy, he will.
Even without it, though, I just think all around he's a better player
than Malik.
Yeah,
that is the worst statement you've ever made, and you're a Timberwolves fan. That is just terrible. I'm just gonna tell you how it is. That is terrible.
I'll just move on.
Seth Curry, easy for me.
Seth Curry's easy for me too.
C?
B. You have him B. You have him C.
I'm fine with him going B tier. I'm fine with that.
Best shooter in the NBA.
He is
this season.
He's not a good defender at all. I'm not questioning that he is. Not a good defender at all. But I'm fine with him being in B tier. I like Seth Curry.
I feel like if Malik's in B, then Seth has to be in B.
But Malik gives you more than just shooting though. Like Malik's not a terrible defender. He's not a great defender, but he's not a terrible defender.
I guess, but I feel like Seth's.
I'm fine with Seth being in B. I'm fine with that. I'm not arguing Seth in B, and I feel like a lot of reason he's so valuable especially for Philadelphia, right? Because if you look up and down the roster, I mean, his shooting on Philadelphia just. I'm not even gonna say it. Everybody knows how important he was. So.
Especially when they didn't have Danny Green either.
Exactly. And I mean, and the big thing for Seth Curry is his threes are most of the time not easy shots, and that's the thing. They're off balance, they're contested. I mean,
I don't like this list anymore. I don't feel like we can have McCollum on the same tier as these guys now.
I don't like CJ McCollum like that though. I mean, what are you gonna do? You gonna move Seth Curry down?
We can move KPJ down to D, and we can move Malik down to C, Seth down to C.
I do not like Caris LeVert to B then. I don't.
We can move Caris down. We can move Caris down to C, and then I'm fine with it.
So you got Malik in C too?
Yeah.
So at B you got. I'm fine with that.
Should we move Bogey down? No, I don't want to move Bogey down.
I like Bogey. I'm fine with this, but again, I'm fine with this. I am okay.
Again, did you move KPJ down to D?
Mm-hmm.
Especially like Marcus Smart's is more valuable than Malik and Malik.
Yeah. Now you're right. I like what we did here. Plus it's more balanced. I like this a little bit more. I do.
All right, let's move on.
Terry, I'll let you talk. I don't.
Scary Terry, inefficient, scary Terry. He had a big jump this past season though.
He was fine. He was good. Did
he become more efficient this season? Do you know?
All I know is I don't think Devontae Graham was very good this year. I think Terry was fine.
Yeah. Oh, Terry was really good this year.
Yeah, he was good. That's what I thought Devontae Graham wasn't, but Terry was fine. But with that being said, it's the Charlotte Hornets. And is Terry Rozier that, I think he's C tier.
He's B.
No,
he's B.
No, he's not. How are
20
you?
point, 20 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 55% effective field goal percentage, 39% from
But
three,
my problem is
PER of
this, Nate.
17.1.
My,
He was their best player.
is he good? He's not that bad. It's just like you could say he's their best player, but we had LaMelo Ball in what B tier too. I mean, when are the Charlotte? Don't they have? I mean, they got guys that can do some things. When are they gonna make the next step?
What do you mean? They did make the next step this year. They made the play-in,
The
and they had
play-in.
guys hurt.
The play-in.
They had guys hurt.
The
Yeah,
play-in.
that's a good step for
The
them.
Mickey Mouse playoffs. I guess we can go B tier with Scary Terry, but I just feel like we're doing.
Those are by far their
I
best
feel like
two
we're gonna do
players.
a disservice to a guy like Seth Curry, but that's fine. We could put him in B tier. I just don't think. I don't know. It's just tough for the Hornets too because they got so many guards. That's the toughest part. Tim Hardaway Jr. I like I like him.
What do you have him?
C.
I have. You say C?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
You have him in B or what?
I have him in B. I have Tim Hardaway in B.
I just like we just separated B and C, and now you're going everybody in B again. I mean, I just don't know. Read over his stats for me if you got him in front of you, because I don't have him pulled up right now. I know he was
16.6, 3.3 boards, 39% from three, 56 effective field goal percentage.
I guess I like Tim Hardaway Jr. It's just for me, again, it's just hard for me because I feel like
No, he's probably C. He's probably C.
it's just hard because I
you're
mean,
right.
what does he do?
He's not as good a defender as a guy like KCP. He's more like a Curry or a Malik.
That's what I'm saying. What does he
And then
give
you
you
win
over a
B
Malik?
tier.
And so that's the only thing.
He
Tyrese
was really good in the playoffs, though.
He was.
He was really good in the playoffs.
Definitely was good. Tyrese Halliburton. I
Where's Halliburton right now?
got him. I think he's C. He was good this
I
year.
think he's C too.
He was good this year.
He's just a solid player right now. He's gonna be a net positive when he's on the court. That's the thing.
He is. He's
Tyrese
good.
too.
Definitely is good. Next guy, I have no idea.
Hmm.
No, I have no idea.
I'm just gonna throw him. I don't even want to rank him honestly.
Right now, I have him in D. I have him in
He was
D.
horrible. He has been horrible since coming back from injury though.
I mean, but it's like
And he
this.
hasn't
Where do
been
we
hurt.
put John
Before he got
Wall?
hurt
Where do we
again.
put John Wall on the point guard list? I mean, it's just like it's just. I don't think Victor Oladipo is that good, but I think he can be. I'm gonna put him in D if that works for you, but I don't know.
Is he D though?
Where do you think he is? F?
There's no. I don't even want to rank him. Can we just not rank Victor
We
Oladipo?
can not. We can do that if you don't want to.
He's so hard because he got injured twice.
Wayne Ellington, F. He shoots the ball well though.
Yeah, but he's F.
But yeah, he does shoot the ball well. Will the Thrill. C?
I think you're prototypical C guy, right?
I think so. I like Will, but I do think
He's different than basically all the guys in C.
He is. Gives you something a little bit different.
Right.
Levine is pretty easy for me.
Easy A, right?
A. Who do you think? Let me ask you this, since we're done. Who do you think is the closest player at B tier to being an A tier player? You think it's CJ?
I don't know. I don't think there's really anyone that close.
I don't
Personally,
either.
I think there's a lot of guys equal level. I don't really think there's anyone that close though.
I just think the B and C tiers are close. Kind of close. Obviously, we got a lot of guys there. And then obviously,
yeah, but I think it's kind of easy to tell the separation.
for the most part, I just don't know about Scary Terry. That's the only one for me that I think could maybe be flipped down to C. But after that, I don't think there's any questions.
Yeah, and Terry had a career season, so that could be kind of recency bias.
Right.
But if he continues it in the next season,
Right. I mean, it's
then I think it's fair.
It's just tough because even we've said, the guys at C tier are good shooting guards in the league. I mean, it's just the way it is. And to say good when they're below average, I mean, is not necessarily easy to do. But I mean, you look at a guy like Karras, Malik, Seth Curry, Tim Hardaway Jr. They're solid guys.
Right. Yeah, like all these guys are going to be good. They're all NBA starters. I think there's a pretty big drop off after C.
I
A lot of the guys we
absolutely
had in B originally, so. But I think looks pretty good overall.
Right. So that is going to wrap it up today for our shooting guard tier list, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy it. Comment down below. Who is the guy that is the furthest out of position to you? Is it a guy like Eric Bledsoe? Are you a big Eric Bledsoe fan? Or do you guys think a guy like Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell deserved S tier? Let me know that down below in the comments. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new. And as always, man, I love you guys. And have a blessed day.